Hello, everybody, and welcome to the channel. We got some more pre-1961 Apba bats. Again, we got the New York Yankees traveling to Philadelphia to take on the A's on April 27th of first of a two-game series. And leading off for the New York Yankees, playing second base, Tony Lazzeri. Batting second, playing shortstop, Phil Rizzuto. Batting third, playing left field, Babe Ruth. Batting fourth, playing right field, Mickey Mantle. Batting sixth, playing center field, Joe DiMaggio. Batting seventh, on the catching, Bill Dickey. Batting eighth, playing third base, Gil McDougal. And on the mound, batting ninth, ALLIE Reynolds. And for the hometown Philadelphia A's, leading off, playing shortstop, is Jimmy Dykes. Batting second, playing third, Home Run Baker. Batting third, playing first, Jimmy Fox. Batting fourth, playing left field, Al Simmons. Batting fifth, playing center field, Wally Moses. Batting sixth, playing right field, Bing Miller. Batting seventh, the other Mickey in the game, Mickey Cochran, doing the catching. Batting eighth, playing second base, Max Bishop. And on the mound, doing the pitching for the A's and batting ninth, Bobby Schultz. Let's get down here to the game and get this party started. As you can see, the team replay comparisons, the Yankees are 6-3. They've scored 48 runs, hit 22 homers, and stolen one base, haven't been caught. And the A's are 2-7. They've scored 41 runs, hit 12 homers, haven't stolen a base or been caught. And the lead it off for the visiting New York Yankees is Tony Lazzeri. And Tony's batting .310. He's got a homer and one RBI, going up against Bobby SHANTZ. SHANTZ is 2-2. No record. He's pitched two games, rather, no record. And he has a 5.14 ERA. And let's see what happens here with the first pitch to Tony. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. And Dykes is up with it. He fires over to first, and that'll be out number one. And Phil Rizzuto's up now. And Phil's batting .171, a homer and 4 RBI. And that's going to be a fly ball. And that's going to be a fly ball out to left field. And Simmons has got it for out number two. 2 up and 2 down here in the top of the first for the Yankees. That brings up Babe Ruth, hitting .333 with 5 homers and 11 RBI. And that's going to be against the lefty. 28 on a 9. Yeah. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Miller in right field. And that'll do it. The Yankees go down 1-2-3. To the bottom of the first we go. You got Dykes, Baker, and Fox due up. Dykes is batting a .120 with a homer and 1 RBI. And Reynolds is second game of the year. He's 1-0 with a 1.08 ERA. And here's the pitch from Reynolds. And that's going to be a grounder, down the short. And Phil Rizzuto's up with it, fires over to Lou at first for out number one. And that'll bring up Mr. Baker, home run Frank Baker, batting .329 no homers and 4 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short again and fills up with it. 2 ground balls to short, 2 quick outs. Brings up Jimmy Fox and double X. And he's batting .282. No homers and 3 RBIs. And that's going to be 19. That's going to be a fly ball in the right field. And Mick makes the catch. And 1, 2, 3 goes the A's. We go to the second with no score. You got Mano, Gehrig, and DiMaggio due up here in the second. Mick's batting .188. He's got 1 homer and 5 RBIs on the year. And that's going to be against the lefty at 20. That's going to be a fly ball in the left field. Al Simmons has got it. And that'll be outnumbered 1. And you can see the Yankees have struck out 50 times, walked 49, hit 27 doubles and 7 triples. And the A's have struck out 46 times, walked 44 times, hit 36 doubles and 10 triples. And that brings up Lou Gehrig hitting .469 with 5 homers and 11 RBIs. And that ball is high. That ball is far. Lou Gehrig hits this one over that right field high fence here in Shive Field, and that's a no doubt about her. And that gives the Yankees a 1-0 lead. Lou's now leading the American League with 6 home runs. That brings up Joe DiMaggio. And Joe's batting .172. He's got a homer and 4 RBIs. And that's going to be a fly ball in the deep center field, but Moses has got room out there, and that'll be out number 2. Here's Bill Dickey up now. And Dickey's batting .167. No homers and no RBIs. And that's going to be the old ground ball down the second. And that'll be an easy play, and that'll do it. But Lou Gehrig hits a homer, gives the Yankees a 1-0 lead. We go to the bottom of the second. You have Simmons, Moses, and Miller due up. Al Simmons is batting .442 with 2 homers and 11 RBIs. In the upcoming Yankees schedule, you can see they play one more game against the A's. Then they go home and play 2 against Boston, and then Baltimore comes. They go on the road to play Baltimore. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Joe in center field for out number 1. And Moses is up now. Wally's batting .200 on the year with no homers and 1 RBI. And that's going to be against the righty. 19, that's going to be a fly ball in the right field. Mano's got it. 2 fly balls, 2 outs. Brings up Bing Miller. And Miller's batting .222 on the year. No homers and 1 RBI. And that's going to be a ground ball down in front of the plate. And Dickey makes a nice play. Fires over to first. And that'll do it. The A's go down 1, 2, 3. And we go to the top of the third. Got the bottom part of the order due up here for the Yanks. McDougal, Reynolds, and then back to Tony at the top. And Gill's first, he's 0 for 1 on the season. So here's the pitch to Gill. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. Over to first for out number 1. You see the Yankees batting .244 on the year with an on-base percentage of .329, slugging of .517, and an OPS of .842. The A's are batting .276 with an on-base percentage of .344, a slugging of .594, and an OPS of .938. Here's Reynolds. Reynolds is 0 for 4 on the year. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Miller and right. 2 quick outs for the A's. We're back to the top of the order, and Tony's up. And Tony grounded out to short his first time up. And that's going to be against the righty. 10. That's going to be a single in the left field. So Tony gets a board here. And when these top two guys get on board, it's a trouble for the other team with the big boys coming up. Here comes Phil from the money store, Rizzuto. He flew out the left his first time up. And that's going to be another fly ball out to Simmons. He makes the catch, and that'll do it. Yankees strand one. We go to the bottom of the third. Still 1-0 New York. You got Cochran, Bishop, and SHANTZ due up. Mickey Cochran's batting .238, no homers and 2 RBIs. And that's going to be a pop-up down the second. Tony makes the catch for out number 1. And here comes Max Bishop. And Max is batting .133. No homers and the 1 RBI. And he gets a hold of this Max. I'm going to drive this into the outfield. And that's going to be a double. It's going to split DiMaggio and Mick. So that's a 1-out double. Max is in scoring position. And see what Bobby can do here. Bobby's 0 for 2 on the season. He's going to try to lay down a bunt, get him over the third. And now he's going to get the job done. That's going to be right back to the mound. Reynolds is up with it. Only plays over to first with Tony covering. And that'll be out number 2. Now there's 2 down and a runner down at third for Jimmy Dykes. Tying run 90 feet away. And Dykes, he grounded out to short his first time up. And that's going to be another ground ball to short. And Rizzuto fires over to Lou at first, and that'll end the inning. A strand 1. To the top of the fourth we go. We got the big boys due up here this inning. Ruth, Mano, and Lou. And Babe is 0 for 1. He flew out to right his first time up. And that's going to be against 28. And that's going to be a fly ball in the right field again. 2 fly balls to right, 2 outs for Ruth. Here comes the Mick. And Mick is 0 for 1. He flew out to left his first time up. And that ball is high. Kiss it goodbye. Back, and going. Al Simmons looks up and watches that one head out of here, folks. Run, Mickey Mantle is double the lead. It is now 2-0 New York. And up steps Lou Gehrig. Lou's 1 for 1 with a solo homer. And they go back-to-back jacks. Nope, that's a ground ball down the Dykes at short. Over to first for out number 2. Here steps Joe DiMaggio. And he flew out to center his first time up. And that's going to be a fly ball in the right field. But Mick doubles the lead with his solo homer. We go to the bottom of the fourth. It's 2-0 New York. Got the Baker, Fox, and Simmons due up here for the A's. And Frank, he grounded out the short his first time up. And that's going to be a base hit in the right field. So the A's get the leadoff batter aboard here. And Frank home run Baker. And up to the plate now is Jimmy Fox. Jimmy flew out to right his first time up. Here's the pitch to Jimmy. And that's going to be back. And he's just tied this game up, folks. Jimmy Fox hits a home run, a 2-run shot. And it's a 2-2 game. And just like that, we got us a tie ball game. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the fourth. Al Simmons is up. He's flown out to center his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down the Rizzuto. So Reynolds bounces back after the homer, gets an out. And Moses is up now. And Wally is 0 for 1. He flew out the right. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. He strikes him out. That's his first strikeout of the game for Reynolds. Brings up Bing Miller now. And Miller's 0 for 1. He grounded out to Dickey first time up. And that's going to be a base on balls. So a 2-out walk puts the tying run at first for Mickey Cochran. And Cochran is 0 for 1. He popped up the second his first time up. And that's going to be a fly ball out the mick. That'll end the inning. But Double X, Jimmy Fox, homers, ties this ball game up at 2 apiece. We go to the top of the 5th. We got the bottom part of the order due up here for the Yanks. Dickey, McDougal, and Reynolds. Dickey, he grounded out the second his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. Baker's got it. Fires over to Jimmy for out number 1. And Gil McDougal's up now. And Gil is 0 for 1. He's grounded out to short his first time up. And that's going to be another ground ball to short and another out. 2 up and 2 down. And let's see if Reynolds can help his own cause here and get on base. He flew out to right his first time up. And that's going to be a rare play of 51 on 36. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Jimmy Dykes. 1, 2, 3 goes the Yankees. To the bottom of the 5th we go. We got Bishop due up, followed by SHANTZ, and back to the top of the order in Dykes. Max doubled his first time up. And that's going to be against the righty, 19. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. He strikes him out for out number 1. And that brings up Bobby SHANTZ now. And SHANTZ, he had a sacrifice bunt his first time up. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Ruth and left. He makes the catch. 2 down here in the bottom of the 5th. Back to the top of the order in Jimmy Dykes. Dykes is grounded out to short both times to his counterpart. And that's going to be in front of the plate. 63 on a 9. And that's going to be a first on air, a Baltimore chop. And Dickey can't handle it. That's an E2. So Dykes is aboard here. So again, the go-ahead run down at first. 2 outs for Frank home run Baker. He has singled and grounded out the short. And that's going to be a base hit into the gap and down the right field line, rather. And let's see here. Dykes doesn't have the greatest of speed. 2 outs. Mick's got a cannon out there. 24. So they're going to send him with 2 outs. 46 or lower, and this game's not tied anymore. And he's in there. A RBI double by Baker. And it's a 3-2 A's lead here in the bottom of the 5th. And now with a runner down at second, Mr. Fox, he homered his last time up, a 2-run shot. Here's the pitch to Jimmy. And that's going to be a base on balls. He walks him. So now you got first and second. All this coming with 2 outs in the air by Dickey. Kept this inning alive. Al Simmons is 0 for 2. He's flown out the center and grounded out the short. And he gets a hold of this, and Reynolds is in a heap of trouble. And that ball is hit in the center field. Baker will score. And Fox will make it down the third with no throw. And we got first and third, and now it's a 4-2 ball game as Al Simmons delivers an RBI single. And Wally Moses, all this coming with 2 outs, folks. Remember that error by Dickey. Moses is up. He's 0 for 2. He's flown out the right end, struck out. And that's going to end the inning. That's going to be a ground ball down the first. And he'll take it himself, Lou will. Touch the bag for out number 3. But the A's score 2 to make this a 4-2 ball game. We go to the top of the 6th with the top of the lineup due up here. Tony Phil and Ruth. Tony's 1 for 2. He singled his last time up and grounded out. And that's going to be a fly ball out to the left field for out number 1. See if Phil can get on board here for the big boys. Phil's 0 for 2. He's flown out the left twice. And that's going to be a base on balls. And you don't want to be doing that in front of Ruth, Mano, and Lou. So the tying run comes to the plate in the form of Babe Ruth. He's flown out the right field twice. Here's the pitch to Babe. And that's going to be against the lefty, 28. That's going to be a ground ball down the third. And that's going to be the old 5-4-3 double play. That gets him out of the inning. Ruth hits into the double play. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's still 4-2. Philadelphia. You got Bing, Miller up, Cochran, and Bishop. Miller's 0 for 1, grounded out to the catcher and walk. And that's ball is high. That ball is far. How far is this one going to go is the question. Against the righty on 19. And that ball is out of here, folks. It's a 3-run game now as Miller goes deep, makes it 5-2. Up to the plate now is Mickey Cochran. And Mick's 0 for 2. He has popped up the second, flew out the right. And that's a ground ball down to Phil Rizzuto. He's got it for out number 1. And up to the plate now is Max Bishop. Bishop's 1 for 2. He's doubled and struck out. And that's going to be a base on balls. Bishop's aboard here with 1 out. And SHANTZ, rather, is going to try to bunt him over the second. Here's the pitch to Bobby. And that's going to be, that's a nice bunt. That's a nice bunt. 6. That's going to be bunted down the third. And McDougal's got it. He's going to fire over to first with Tony covering. That gets the runner down the second with 2 outs. And Jimmy Dykes is up now. Jimmy's 0 for 3. He is grounded out to short twice. Reached on that costly error and came around to score. And that's going to be another ground ball in front of the plate. Can he handle this one, folks? And that's going to be a single, but Bishop's going to get thrown out trying to score. So that's going to be the old single down the first. And the runner's going to get thrown out trying to score. So that ends the inning. Nice play down there by Lou. We go to the top of the 7th. Yankees trailing by 3. You got Mantle, Gehrig, and DiMaggio up. Mick's homered in this game. He's 1 for 2. Here's the pitch to Mick. And that's going to be against the lefty. That's going to be a fly ball in the center field for out number 1. And Lou's up now. And Lou's 1 for 2 today. He's homered also and grounded out the short. And that's going to be a base on balls. Lou's down at first for Joe DiMaggio. See if Joe can keep this merry-go-round going. DiMaggio's flown out the center and the right. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. 43 and an 8. Should be fielding column 1. And they'll get the lead runner. And that'll be it. 5-6 put out. I mean a 4-6 put out. And now it's up to Dickey to keep this inning alive. Bill Dickey He is 0 for 2. He's grounded out the second and the third. And that ball is high. That ball is far. That ball is going, folks. Bill Dickey turns on that one. Makes this a one-run game. Just like that, it's 5-4. Bill Dickey spun around on that one. Hits out over the right field wall. Now you got Gil up. McDougal is 0 for 2. He's grounded out the short twice. And that's going to be against the lefty. 16, that's going to be a fly ball in the center field. That's going to end the inning. But Bill Dickey's 2-run homer makes it a 1-run game. We go to the 7th inning stretch. I'd like to see Reynolds get through this inning. He's due to lead off the top of the 8th. He's got Baker, Fox, and Simmons up. Baker's 2 for 3. He has grounded out the short, singled, and doubled. Drove in 1 run. And that's going to be a fly ball out to DiMaggio for out number 1. Here comes double X, Jimmy Fox. And Fox is 1 for 2. He has flown out the right. He's hit a 2-run homer, and he has walked. And that's going to be a fly ball out to right field. Mix got it. And that'll be 2 down. And Al Simmons is up now. And Al is 1 for 3. He has flown out the center, grounded out the short, and had an RBI single. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Lou. He calls off Reynolds and takes it himself. And that's a 1-2-3 inning. To the top of the 8th we go. We'll have a pitch hitter here for Reynolds. And back to the top of the order. As Bobby's trying to hold on to this 1-run lead. See who's going to come off the bench here. And it's going to be, most of the righties is in the lineup. And it's going to be Bob Maselli. He's going to come off the bench. Try to get aboard here. Bring on the righty. See if Bob can get aboard here for the big boys coming up. Where's Bob at? There he is. This will be Bob's first plate appearance of the year. In 1921, he batted .318, 24 homers, and 136 RBIs. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Moses in center for out number 1. Back to the top of the order we go. See what Tony can do here. Can Tony get aboard here? Tony is 1 for 3. He's grounded out, flown out, and singled. And that's going to be another fly ball out to Moses in center field. 2 fly balls to center, 2 outs here in the 8th. It's up to Phil Rizzuto to keep this inning alive. Phil has flown out the left twice and walked. And that's a base on balls. So the tying runs at first. Head runs at the plate, and Babe Ruth. Babe's 0 for 3. He's flown out the right twice and hit into that 5-4-3 double play. And we dropped the dice. And that's going to be a base on balls. That's a 2-0 count. Can Ruth take advantage of the 2-0 count? And that's going to be another fly ball in the center field. Moses makes all 3 putouts. Ties a record set by many. And the Yankees strand 1. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's 5-4 Philadelphia. See who's going to come out here and pitch. Got the lefty, a righty, and a lefty due up. Let's see here. And Herb's going to come out of the bullpen here. Try to keep this a one-run game. Bring on the lefty. And this is Herb's third appearance. He's 1-0 with a 6.75 ERA. And he'll be facing Moses, Miller, and Cochran. Wally's 0 for 3. He's flown out, struck out, and grounded out. And that's going to be a fly ball out the left field. That'll be out number 1. Here's Miller now. Yankees are hoping it ain't Miller time. It's already happened a couple times in the game. He's 1 for 2. He is grounded out to the catcher. He's walked, and he hit a homer his last time up. And that's going to be a ground ball back to Herb. He fires over to Lou for out number 2. And now we got Mickey Cochran up. And Mickey is 0 for 3. He's popped up the second. He's flown out and grounded out. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. And Herb has a 1-2-3 inning. We go to the top of the 9th. Yankees trailing by 1. They got Mantle, Gehrig, and DiMaggio due up. Can they at least tie this game? Mix hit a homer in this game. He's 1 for 3. He's flown out the left and he's flown out the center. And Bobby's trying to go the distance here. Here's the pitch to Mix. And that's going to be a base hit. I think, let's see, at 19. I'll make him a 20. No, that's a nice play down at short by Jimmy Dykes. He robs Mick of a base hit. Nice play by Dykes. So now there's 1 out and Lou's up. And Lou is 1 for 2. He has walked, homered, and grounded out to short. And that's going to be a ground ball down the double X. It's first. So the Yankees are down to the last out. It's up to Joe DiMaggio. Keep this game alive. Joe's 0 for 3. He has flown out to center, flown out to right, and reached on a fielder's choice. And that'll do it. That's going to be a ground ball back to Bobby. He fires over to Jimmy. And the A's win 5-4. Take a look here at the box score. Let's see here. And the A's 5 runs on 7 hits and no errors. The Yankees 4 runs, 4 hits, and 1 error. And you had Mickey, Lou, and Dickey all hitting home runs. That's how all 4 runs were scored. Mickey and Lou with solo homers, Dickey with the 2-run homer. The Yankees didn't get anybody in scoring position, folks. Only left 2 men on base. Without the gopher ball, Bobby pitched a hell of a game. And you had home run Baker 2 for 4. Jimmy Fox with 2 RBIs. Baker and Max Bishop with homers. And they was 2 for 4, and they left 5 on base. And Reynolds goes 7 innings, 7 hits, 5 runs, only 3 of them earned. Walked 3, struck out 2, and gave up 2 homers. And Herb Pencock comes in, gets 1 inning, strikes out 1. That was a costly error by Bill Dickey. Bobby SHANTZ goes the distance, picks up his first win. 9 innings, 4 runs, 4 hits, walked 3, and 3 homers. Take a look here at the standings now. And the leaderboard. And the Yankees are now in a tie with the Indians. The Orioles and Senators are a half a game back. Tigers and Red Sox are a game back. White Sox 2 games back. And the A's now 3 games back. Ted Williams still leading with a .500 batting average. Lou Gehrig now with 6 homers. And Ted Williams with the 13 RBIs. And you got Mickey Hafner with a 0 ERA. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pitchers tied with 2 wins. And 1, 2, 3, 4 pitchers tied with 2 saves. Lou's still leading in MVP voting, and Jack Chesbro's leading in the best pitcher category. The next game on the channel will be game number 2 of this series. And we'll have Jack Chesbro going up against Lefty Grove. Can't ask for a better matchup than that, can you? I want to thank everybody for tuning in. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for reminders. And on your way out, hit that like button and leave a comment. Till next time, you'll have a great day and take care.